Just when you got that notification that you got a wild card bid, and this is your third straight year going back, just what was that immediate reaction?
Relief. Relief
Fair.
was one of them. I feel like there's a lot of pressure. I put a lot of pressure on myself. I feel like I like to keep streaks going once I start them, and I was really bummed that I wasn't going to go back for a third year. So when I got the message that I was in, I was definitely relieved and super excited because I have a lot of friends that I compete with, so it's always fun to share the table with them and just go to New York City and have a good time.
I mean, going back to sort of the beginning of this, I mean, how did you find your way into this world of competitive eating? I mean, you have a life outside of this, obviously.
I do.
So how did all of this come to be?
Dang, it was kind of on a whim. So I do jiu-jitsu. I was competing in MMA for a while as well. So I always did a lot of weight cutting for fights and for jiu-jitsu tournaments. And coming off of a weight cut, I would just always be really hungry, basically a bottomless pit. I would just eat and eat, never get full, which I never really thought much of. It was just something cool that I could do, you know. So one of my friends was watching an eater on YouTube one day, and it was like, I don't know, spring or winter of 2021, and like early winter. And I was like, people just get paid to eat food on YouTube. Like, I could do this. I can eat so much. Unfortunately, it wasn't as easy as I thought it was to begin with. But I did, my first challenge was at Bagger Dave's in Fort Wayne. They had the Fright Train Burger Challenge, which I did beat in my first attempt, no training or anything. I think I was a lot better then than I am now, actually, when it comes to food challenges. But they
started as a prodigy already, yeah.
For sure. But they don't have the challenge anymore, unfortunately. But after that challenge, just kind of, you know, I just kind of ran with it and started doing challenges kind of all over the country. I don't even remember how I originally got signed up for the Wing Fest competition in Buffalo, New York, but it was August of 2021, and Miki Sudo was there. I was in the amateur competition, and she was obviously in the professional one. She's contracted with Major League Eating.
Right.
And she kind of mentioned to me, she was like, you should do a qualifier. If you can eat like 5 hot dogs, you're basically in. Like, the bar isn't very high for women right now. So after that, it was kind of my goal, and I wasn't able to make it to a qualifier until 2023. And that's basically when I started, and I won my first qualifier, ate 10 hot dogs, punched my ticket to Coney.
Just what is that environment like, being there on the national stage?
It's a lot, and it's not even just being there in front of all the people, it's just a long day in general. So you kind of have to prepare the night before, and then morning of, I think we all meet in the lobby around 8 a.m. The party bus takes us all to Coney Island. I think we get there to like our little holding area backstage probably by 9 a.m. And then I don't think the women compete until 11. So we're all just kind of starving to death and scared and nervous. It's always so hot. Like, I feel like the first year we did it, I believe the heat index was like 110% or something insane, and it was just so hot. And I think that's why I did like really, really bad my first year for sure. Because not only do you have all the nerves, you know, you walk out and there's like 30,000 people there watching you, and you're on live television.
A little different than a
like
local restaurant.
A million degrees.
Northeast Indiana or Northwest Ohio, yeah.
A little restaurant challenge where I'm just there with my tripod, you know.
Right.
Definitely different. So a lot of anxiety. The heat does not do you any favors.
No.
So I'm going to blame that. My mindset is really just going to be kind of trying to take it easy, chill out, not put so much pressure on myself to, I don't know, just to have a certain amount, but to just do better than I did last year. I'm really always looking to improve personally rather than beat anybody else at the table, because I can't really control what they're going to do. If they can eat like 15 or 20 hot dogs, that's great for them, but I'm not going to punish myself if I can't eat that many. I'm just there to have a good time and to try to do better than last year. So if I get 8 or 8.5 hot dogs, that would be great.
Yeah.
I would like to do 10, that'd be better. In my head, it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to, you know, go to Coney again for my third year. But I think the Nathan's hot dog eating contest is kind of a big deal in the grand scheme of, you know, of competitive eating. So I think people get pretty excited about that, especially seeing that I'm from like Edon, Ohio. We have like a population of 900 people, I think. I had somebody tell me to Google the most famous people from Edon, Ohio. And I was like, all right, why, who's on there? So I looked, and I'm like ranked number 3 out of the most famous people.
You're working your way up.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm gonna try to do what I can to get to that number 2 spot this year.
Now, as we get into these final weeks before the 4th of July, just what is that training gonna look like for you?
Probably a lot of water training, which is my main method of training. I would not recommend you try this at home. So for anybody watching.
That's fair.
But you basically just have to take a gallon of water, and the really good people can finish their gallons in like 45 seconds. And that helps you with like stomach capacity, because it will stretch your stomach, and it will also help you swallow bigger bites of food because it relaxes, it expands your throat muscles so much when you're able to swallow that much water in such a short amount of time. I'm not able to drink my gallon in 40 seconds or less. I can usually do like 4 minutes or less is my best right now. But the real professionals, they're doing like 3 gallons at a time, which is not a level that I aspire to get to, because I know how miserable 1 gallon is for me. And I'm like, I'm just here for fun, guys. Like I can't do all that. But so a lot of water training, which I'll do every night leading up to the contest. And then I'll probably do a hot dog training session, 1 or 2 of those probably before the main event. I don't want to burn myself out on it. And I also don't want to like spend a bunch of money and time on hot dog training, because it seems like when I do like 3 or 4 hot dog training sessions a week, it doesn't tend to help my numbers when it matters. So I'm going to stick to the water training and maybe 1 or 2 hot dog sessions before the 4th.
Yeah, sounds intense, but the idea is just to have fun and get yourself in that position.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm going to train, just to be as prepared as I can, but the day of, I'm just going to try to do as best I can and have fun.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we hope you have fun. We'll have fun being back here watching you, and best of luck as you go and represent this region.
Appreciate it.
All right. Yep. Thanks for joining us, Cherish.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that's going to do it for us. Thanks.